Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to historic Jack Williams Stadium down by the Red River of the North. Tonight's matchup features DGF Post 397 against the Post 2 Bombers. Rain has dropped a little bit, and now it's walked its way out of here, but might threaten us again later today. Let's see if we can get 2 games in here tonight. It's currently 67 degrees, mostly cloudy. 16.5-mile-an-hour winds out of the northwest, which on your TV screen means it's going to go from first base towards third, more towards left field. Occasional gusts up to 25 miles an hour. For DGF, batting order is Euland, Berg, Hybe, Nakmus, Kildy, Hybe, Backus, Mosher, Clemenson. Out in the field for the Post 2 Bombers. Starting in the outfield from left to right, we have Jace Peasland in left, Jack Strand at center, Christian Scheid in right field. In the infield, we have Luke Cook at first base. Second baseman is Dom Dreetz. The shortstop is Teddy Chase and Blaze Ostrom at third. The battery, Beckett Link's going to start on the bump pitching for the Bombers. And behind the plate is Jenner Peasland.
Leading off from the top of the first inning for DGF, the catcher, number 1, Ben Euland.
So DGF's going to get us started here in the top of the first inning. Catcher Ben Euland up to bat to lead things off for DGF. And he's going to take that first one. That's strike looking. That pitch is on the inside and off the catcher's glove. Evens the count at 1-1. Little chin music from Link. And after a ball, Euland now sitting on a 3-1 count. And just like that, DGF gets the leadoff runner on first with a walk. And
that'll is the third baseman, number 11, Josh Berg.
And that'll bring up the third baseman, Josh Berg. Ball to start this at bat. Peasland with a throw down to first. Not in time. Good effort just to keep that runner close to the bag. The count is now 2-0 to Berg. And he swings and a misses there. Link gets the first strike on the batter at this at bat. Popped up into foul territory, way out of play. Didn't even move anybody out of their seat. Here's the pitch, runner steals second. Ostrom gets the grab. It was hit right towards Ostrom at third base, and he just fired it to first for the first out. But Euland advances to second.
For DGF is the shortstop, number 19, Ty.
That'll bring up the shortstop, Ty Heeb. Peasland with the block, keeps the ball in front of him. It's ball one. Pitch delivered into the other batter's box. Runner steals third base. He's off the base. So the runner stole third, but he overran it, or slid past it, I should say. And while his hand was off the bag, Ostrom tagged him out. Third base coach calls time. Maybe he got injured on the play. He got up. He's headed back to the dugout. Let's hope that young man's okay. In the meantime, Heeb's going to step back into the box looking at a 2-0 count. So with that out on the base path, we're got 2 outs. That ball's just a little outside. For ball 3, 3-0 is the count. And 4 straight balls gives them a walk. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Trey Knockmuse. Way inside on that pitch. 1-0. Peasland with the throw down to first again. And on his way back, he actually overruns the base a little bit, but manages to get his foot back down on the bag just in time. Oh, they called the balk. So Heeb's going to get the free base. He's standing over there in second now. Knockmuse with the 1-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Gets past Peasland at the plate. And Heeb advances to third. So the count is 1-2 to Knockmuse. That's a good pitch, a swing and a miss, and strike 3. And that'll end the inning. DGF has 0 runs, only 2 walks, One man left on base.
In the top of the first for DGF, they scored no runs on no hits, no post bomber errors, and one runner left on base.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans who have served. You're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
So the batting order for the Bombers here. Teddy Chase, Blaze Ostrom, Jack Strand, Luke Cook, Christian Scheid, Dom Dreets, Jenner Peasland, Jace Peasland, and Will Corbel. Will Corbel is the designated hitter in today's game. Defensively for DGF, in the outfield, we have Brennan Kildee in left field, Eli Clemenson in center field, Matt Ederson in right field. First baseman is Ben Backus. At second base, Marshall Heeb. Third base, Josh Berg. And shortstop, Ty Heeb. And the battery pitching on the mound, Carter Mosher. And behind the plate, Ben Euland. So coming up, leading things off for the Bombers
The shortstop, number 15, Teddy Chase.
is our shortstop, Teddy Chase. Teddy takes strike one. I'm sure he was thinking that was a little high. But he swings on that, pushes that out into the gap, but the left fielder charges it. Brings it in on the fly out. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Blaze Ostrom.
Batting second for the Bombers is the third baseman, number 16, Blaze Ostrom.
That pitch was outside for Blaze. Another one outside. Count is 2-0. Blaze likes that inside pitch. Hits it out there. It's easy out for the center fielder. That'll bring up center fielder Jack Strand.
Batting third for the Bombers is the center fielder, number 2, Jack Strand.
That first pitch is outside for ball one. Little chopper, but that one's going to roll foul. So the count is evened up at 1-1. As Strand has to trot back to the batter's box. That one looked like it might have had a chance to stay fair, but did roll foul. That one's going to go foul and out of play. So Strand comes trotting back again. The count is 1-2. And a strikeout there ends the inning. 1-2-3 in order. Due up for DGF. Kildee, Marshall Heap, Backus.
In the bottom of the first, the Bombers score no runs on no hits.
Every day, we work together as a team. It's not just mowing your lawn. We provide full-service property maintenance. Our educated, exceptional team of ISA-certified arborists and master gardeners know what your landscape needs, improving your curb appeal with skilled care. For any landscape, home or business, we go above and beyond because it's a job we truly love to do. Get the most out of your lawn with All Terrain, your local lawn care leader. Call today.
Leading off in the top of the second inning for DGF. The left fielder, number 15, Brennan Kildee.
So starting things off for DGF here in the second inning. It's left fielder Brennan Kildee. He likes that first pitch right down the middle, but it's a pop-up. And the pitcher Link must have lost that one in the lights.
Coming in for DGF, that's the second baseman, number 16, Marshall Hyde.
So Kildee's over there at first on an error. And that'll bring to the plate the second baseman, Marshall Heeb, who takes strike one looking. Thought about swinging, but decided against it. And that one was right down the middle. So Link's now ahead in the count here, 0-2. Runner takes off for second. Heeb hits it a little blooper into center. And the runner, Kildee's going to actually keep going and end up at third base. So Marshall Heeb with the single. And Bombers are now staring at runners on the corners with nobody out here in the top of the second inning. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Ben Backus. Backus swings at the first pitch, puts it in play. It's going over the second baseman's head. And Scheid, the left fielder, tracks it down for the first out of the inning. So now we'll see the pitcher, Carter Mosher, step into the batter's box.
Yeah, this is the pitcher, number 25, Carter Mosher.
Runner on first takes off. I don't think the Bombers meant to throw it all the way down. That's going to score a run. And Heeb is going to find his way all the way to third base on the Errant catch. Wasn't a great throw from the catcher either. And in all that madness, Mosher got strike one on him. So the count is 0-1. And that one's outside, so that evens the count at 1-1. Marshall Heeb on third base, 90 feet away. And that one's hit right to left field. Left fielder Jace Peasland gets it into the infield. But Marshall Heeb's going to score on that RBI. Little RBI single for the pitcher Mosher, helping himself out.
Now waiting for DGF, the center fielder number 9, Eli Clemenson.
And that'll bring to the plate center fielder Eli Clemenson. DGF's going to send in a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Looks to be number 29, Cole Nelson. So Cole Nelson over there running at first.
Courtesy running at first base is number 29, Cole Nelson.
So Clemenson takes 2 straight balls here to start his at-bat. But swings on that one that's way outside for the lefty batter. Oh, correction, the count is 1-2. Runner on first base. Only one out here in the bottom of the second, or top of the second inning. That one's way outside. I think it was intentional to be out there. The way Peasland was set up in the other's batter's box almost. Definitely wasn't an inside pitch. And we now have a full count, 3-2. Link's got to put this down the middle. Clemenson knows it. And there was the swing, and there was the miss. For out number 2, the strikeout. And we're going to get back to the top of the order for the catcher, Ben Euland.
Now batting for DGF is number 35, Zach Nundahl. This might be the guy. Yeah.
Correction, number 35, Zach Nundle is hitting. He takes strike one. We'll see when they come out defensively, but this might have been a guy who got replaced. The other one who got hurt. He hits it. Teddy Chase made a nice stop there, shortstop, but not in time to get it to second for the force out. So now the catcher's coming to the plate to hit. Ben Euland.
For DGF, number 11, Josh Berg.
Or Josh Berg. He must be moving to catcher. So Berg sitting at the 0-2 count here. Runners on first and second, 2 out. Bombers want this out. Poke check, puts it into play. Teddy Chase scoops it up, throws him out to end the inning. But not before DGF gets 2 runs on 2 hits. 2 men left on base. 2 bomber errors.
Ted, I noticed that you once played American Legion Junior Baseball. Is that the way you started your baseball career?
Well, it sure was, Jim. I used to play for the DeWitt C. Mitchell, post number 201 in San Diego, California. It was a great break for me, too.
Well, how do you mean that, Ted?
While playing American Legion baseball, I learned about the value of team play, sportsmanship, and met a lot of fine fellows in the process. Besides that, I learned a lot of baseball through the organized competition that the program affords. I think that every boy in America should play American Legion Junior Baseball if it is at all possible for him to do so.
Thank you, Ted Williams. And here's hoping you keep right on winning batting championships for many years. This is Jim Brett reminding you.
Due up for the Bombers, we have Cook, Scheid, and Drietz.
Leading off in the bottom of the second inning for the Bombers, the first baseman, number 21, Luke Cook.
So Luke Cook gets things started for us here for the Bombers in the bottom of the second inning, trailing 2-0 early. Luke hits it to the third baseman, who bobbles it and ends up safe at first. And that's going to bring up right fielder Christian Scheid. Third baseman at DGF is now number 15, Brennan Kildee.
Right fielder, number 13, Christian Scheid.
He's replacing Josh Berg, who moved to catcher once Euland went out with an injury. That pitch is way outside for Scheid. Three straight balls for Scheid to start his at-bat. And Scheid draws the walk. That'll push Luke Cook over to second base. So the second baseman, Dom Drietz, is over there. Is going to take ball one. That strike evens the count, 1-1. Runners on first and second with nobody out for the Bombers. Bottom of the second inning. That one's low and away for ball 2. Dreech shows bunt, pulls it back because that was outside. So that becomes ball 2. Or maybe ball 3. Lays down the bunt. No one covering first, so the pitcher has nobody to throw it to. First baseman came all the way down below the mound to cover the bunt, but the second baseman's supposed to slide over and does not. So that bunt is going to result in bases loaded with nobody out. It looks like DGF wants a mound visit to talk over a few things. In other post-2 action, the post-2 Jets are in Castleton tonight. We'll send you some score updates as they come in. Last night, Fargo post-2 played Mandan here in Jack Williams Stadium. The first game had a nice good rain delay to it. I believe the score was 2-1 when they went to the delay. When they came back, post-2 scored 3 more runs to win that one 5-1. And in the nightcap, it was post-2 winning 2-0 for the sweep.
Now back to the Bombers. The catcher, number 4, Jenner Peasland.
And now the catcher, Jenner Peasland, steps into the plate with bases loaded, nobody out. First pitch comes in right down the middle. He chooses not to swing. That must not be one that he likes. That was high and inside, even the count at 1 apiece. Low for ball 2. The count is now 2-1. Peasland puts that one into play to the right fielder. Cook at third base tags up, comes home sliding, and scores the first run of the game for the Bombers. So chalk up a sac fly for the catcher. The runners at first and second stay there.
Number 3, Jace Peasland.
And that'll bring up left fielder, the catcher's twin brother, Jace Peasland. So 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Catcher tried to buy his pitcher a strike, but the ump wasn't taking it. And that's good because that was outside for ball 1. Jace Peasland shows bunt. He pulls it back, but the ump said, nope, that was still in there. Peasland thought it was a little outside. Peasland calls timeout. Steps back in. Pitcher finally receives the call from the catcher. And Peasland fouls that one out of play for strike 2. So the count is 1-2 with 1 out, runners on first and second. That one's way outside, so Peasland wisely holds off. Count is now even, 2-2. Peasland fouled that one off to keep his at-bat alive, caught just enough of it. Peasland hits that one up the middle, right to the shortstop. So Peasland hits into the fielder's choice, gets Dries out advancing to second base. Scheid advances to third. And that's going to bring to the plate the designated hitter, Will Corbel. One of the few lefties in this Bomber lineup. Peasland steals second. Corbel takes the first pitch as a ball. And Corbel takes ball 2. 2 runners in scoring position, but 2 outs. So let's see if Corbel can put this in play. Ball 3. So the count is now 3-0. And Corbel earns a walk. So bases are loaded for the Bombers with 2 outs here. As we get back to the top of the order for the shortstop, Teddy Chase. And that was outside, but not by enough. So that earns Mr. Chase strike 1 looking. Right down the middle. Teddy swings, puts it in play. And it's an easy play for the center fielder for the 3rd out of the inning. So Bombers strand 3. But they get 1 to chip away at the small DGF lead. DGF leads 2-1 after 2 innings.
1 run on 1 pitch, 1 DGF error, and 3 runners left on base. After 2.
There are times in life when being aggressive is necessary. It can help you win the game. Being assertive can help you close the deal. Charging ahead can help you overcome obstacles. But when it comes to driving, being aggressive can be deadly. Speeding, tailgating, and cutting off other drivers can cause crashes and put lives at risk. Always drive responsibly and never aggressively. Remember, speeding catches up with you.
Due up for DGF here in the top of the third. Ty Heeb, Knockmoose, and Kildee. Heap takes ball 1. Peasland, the catcher, has to do a little blocking on that. In his first at back, he walked, made it all the way to third, but not any further. Ball 2 for Ty Heeb. And 3 straight balls. Link's got to put this one somewhere in that strike zone this time. Way outside earns Heeb his second walk of the day. And that's going to bring up designated hitter Trey Knockmoose.
Number 14, Trey Knockmoose.
Runner at first steals. Throw not in time, so he finds himself at second base. Knockmoose takes a ball on that first pitch. Oh, Knockmoose got out of the way of that one. Could have earned him a free base, but instead it's going to be 2-0. That pitch was way inside as well. So 3-0 for Knockmoose. Nice frame job by the catcher. Gives Knockmoose the first strike of his at-bat, but he was going to take that one anyway, being on a 3-0 count. It's now 3-1. Knockmoose fouls that one off into his own team's dugout on the third base side. And the count is now full, 3-2. Nobody out. Heeb at second. Link throws it to second. And they let the ball squirt into center field. Heeb advances to third. The count is still 3-2 to Knockmoose. Oh, he fouls that one way out of play. I will say he got a hold of all of it, but you got to straighten it out too. Infield's at double play depth. And Knockmoose strikes out looking.
Somebody for DGF, number 15, Brennan Kildee.
So that'll bring up the left fielder, Brennan Kildee. Heeb still at third. 1 out now in the top of the third inning. Way inside, brushed his jersey just a little bit for ball 1. Another inside pitch for ball 2. He patiently waiting for his chance to run towards home. Link trying to make sure he doesn't get that chance. Right down the middle. That one's hit to the second baseman. Infield fly. Not the infield fly rule, though. For the second out of the game, or the inning. That's going to bring up Marshall Heeb, the second baseman.
Going to the plate for DGF, number 16, Marshall Hyde.
So 2 outs now. Bombers just need this force out to take away that threat of that guy at third. Ty Heeb at third, Marshall Heeb batting. And Marshall takes the first pitch looking for strike 1. Marshall Heeb fouls that one out of play. And Link is now ahead in the count. Marshall Heeb staring at an 0-2 count. It's a slow mover towards the second baseman, who has to go way far to his left and doesn't come up with it in time. Ty Heeb's going to score. Marshall Heeb's going to get the RBI.
Nobody for DGF, number 22, Ben Backus.
And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Ben Backus. Marshall Heeb now with 2 singles on the game. Jenner Peasland has to dig that one out of the dirt, and ball 1. High and inside for ball 2. That was a nice pitch from Link. Hit the outside corner. Count is now 2-1. 2 outs. Marshall Heeb at first. Backus swings and misses for strike 2. Well, little check swing from Backus. Must have hit his hands from the sound of it. So that'll be ruled a foul ball. The hands are part of the bat. And that pitch is outside, so now we got a full count. 3-2, 2 outs, runner on first, top of the third. Link throws it to first to keep Marshall Heeb honest over there. Getting too big of a lead. That one's right down the middle. Rung him up for strike 3. He needed that out. So DGF gets 1 run here in the third. There was a walk and a single, and 1 man left on base. Due up for the Bombers: Ostrom, Strand, and Cook.
In the top of the third for DGF.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. And playing for all the past veterans who have served, we're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
So leading off for the Bombers here in the bottom of the third inning is the third baseman, Blaze Ostrom. Blaze takes that first pitch, looking for strike one. Blaze actually asked for timeout and was not granted it. So instead he fouls that off and falls behind 0-2 on the count. Blaze calls for timeout again and receives it this time. That pitch was outside. In the dirt, but nobody on base, so no harm. Ostrom fouls that one out of play over the fence here on the first base side. And that one's hit right to the shortstop. Routine play. 6-3 for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up center fielder Jack Strand.
Number 2, Jack Strand.
Strand takes that, lays off that outside pitch for ball one. This one's even further outside for ball two. Catcher does a nice job getting over. Strand liked that one, so he pops it up, puts it into play. Left fielder and center fielder meet. Left fielder says that one's mine for the second out of the inning. And then it's going to bring up first baseman Luke Cook.
Number 21, Luke Cook.
In other post two action, the Jets lead Castleton 6-1 after one complete. Cook puts that one in the gap between center and right. And he's going to try and leg this out to a double. And he's easily there standing up. So Cook's on base for the second time of this game.
Coming for the Bombers, number 13, Christian Scheid.
And looking to bring him home is the right fielder, Christian Scheid. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. That one's way outside again for ball 1 for Scheid. Scheid with a walk in the second inning. Fouled that one back for strike 1. Evens the count at 1-1. Christian swings on that one, does not connect. And now he's behind 1-2. And he puts that one in play just out of reach of the pitcher. Second baseman scoops it up, makes an easy play to get Scheid out at first. So after that nice double by Luke Cook, he ends up really going nowhere.
In the bottom of the third for the Bombers, they scored no runs on 1 hit, no DGF.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base.
DGF 3, Bombers 1.
And the Bombers now trail by 2 after 3 complete. We'll be right back.
Every day, we work together as a team. It's not just mowing your lawn. We provide full-service property maintenance. Our educated, exceptional team of ISA-certified arborists and master gardeners know what your landscape needs, improving your curb appeal with skilled care. For any landscape, home or business, we go above and beyond because it's a job we truly love to do. Get the most out of your lawn with All Terrain, your local lawn care leader. Call today.
Welcome back. Bombers have put a new pitcher on the mound to start the 4th inning. Number 17, Christian Sandy. Beckett Link was up at 61 pitches. 4 hits, 3 walks, 3 runs, 4 strikeouts. Due up for DGF here, Mosher, Clemenson, Nundahl. So getting things started here for DGF in the top of the 4th inning. The pitcher's going to try and help himself out. Carter Mosher. And he takes that first pitch as a ball. Mosher hits a comebacker right up the middle. Gets past Christian Sandy on the mound. But Dom Dreitz there at second base scoops it up and makes the play look easy.
Now ready for DGF, number 9, Eli Clemenson.
And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Eli Clemenson. Clemenson with the single in his first at-bat. And that one kind of goes down the middle. Pops it up into foul territory, but pretty easy play for Blaze Ostrom over there at third base. And that's going to bring us back to the top of the order for Zach Nundahl.
Number 35, Zach Nundahl.
There are times in life when being aggressive is necessary. It can help you win the game. Being assertive can help you close the deal. Charging ahead can help you overcome obstacles. But when it comes to driving, being aggressive can be deadly. Speeding, tailgating, and cutting off other drivers can cause crashes and put lives at risk. Always drive responsibly and never aggressively. Remember, speeding catches up with you.
Due up for the Bombers in the fourth inning, Dreitz, Peasland and Peasland. DGF's done a really good job defensively in this game. This Bombers club has scored over 10 runs in every single game they've played so far this year. So let's see if Dom Dreitz can get them going here. Dreitz hits that right to the second baseman. One pitch, one out. And that's going to bring to the plate the catcher, Jenner Peasland.
Ready for the Bombers, number 4, Jenner Peasland.
Jenner had that sacrifice fly, scored the only run for the Bombers so far this game in his first at-bat. He sees that one. It's a chopper to the third baseman. Peasland's going to leg it out. He easily beats that throw. For those of you who have not been to Jack Williams Stadium, that infield grass is notoriously slow. Eats a lot of balls, takes the speed off.
Now coming to the plate for the Bombers, number 3, Jace Peasland.
Looks like Cade Nielsen's going to be the courtesy runner for the catcher, Jenner Peasland. And Jace Peasland, the left fielder, is going to step in and try to move Nielsen over. Ump wasn't ready, so he holds play up. But it looks like we're ready to go now. Peasland hits a nice single right past the outstretched arm of the shortstop. That's going to advance Nielsen to second base.
Now batting for the Bombers, number 1, Will Corbel.
And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Will Corbel. Corbel shows bunt, but pulls it back. Wouldn't be a stretch to see them bunt in this situation. That Nielsen kid at second base is pretty speedy. Corbel hits that right to the first baseman. It looked like the first baseman thought about attempting to throw to second, but there wasn't anybody over there to cover the bag in time. So he wisely just turned and went to first to get the sure out.
We are back to the top of the Bombers order with number 15, Teddy Chase.
So that's the second out of the inning. Teddy Chase, the shortstop's going to attempt to get a run in here. Nielsen moves over to third, and Jace Peasland's at second. And that was a real nice pitch to swing at. Teddy must like him a little bit lower. He holds off, and the count is now 0-1. Teddy thought that one was outside. I did too. But the only person whose opinion matters is the guy in the blue shirt. So Chase now sitting on an 0-2 count with 2 out here and 2 runners on in scoring position. And that one, no doubt about that one, is outside for ball 1. 1-2 is the count. Chase hits a chopper to the third baseman. And Teddy's going to get an RBI as Cade Nielsen comes in to score. Jace Peasland's going to advance to third. So we have runners on the corners for the third baseman, Blaze Ostrom. He's going to try to keep this rally going here. First pitch is strike 1 looking. Teddy Chase at first base, runner at first, and Jace Peasland at third. Blaze shows bunt. And he pulls it back to even the count at 1 apiece. It would be odd to bunt in this situation, but I've seen it done before. Only because there's 2 outs. That one's low and outside. Brings the count to 2-1. Ostrom really wants to get a hold of this and bring Peasland across the plate. And he fouls that one back. The catcher thinks he might have a play on it. And he surely does. So the Bombers are going to strand 2, but they do get a run across the plate. And after 4 innings, it is now 3-2. DGF with 1-run lead over the Bombers.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans who have served. You're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Due up for DGF here as we get into the 5th inning. Berg, Taihib, and Nakmus. DGF leads by 1. So the catcher, Josh Berg, steps into the batter's box.
Number 11, Josh Berg.
Any second now. And he'll get things going here in the 5th inning. Hits a chopper. Ostrom tries to come in and get a glove on it, but must have just come off his glove just a little bit. I'm telling you, that grass in the infield here, Jack Williams, can be a killer to both teams.
Somebody for DGF, number 19, Ty Hyde.
And that'll bring up shortstop, Ty Heeb. Heeb has 2 straight walks in this ball game and starts off his at-bat in a familiar way, 1-0. Heeb puts that one in play. Left fielder Jace Peasland makes that one look routine. So it was a fly out to left field.
Somebody for DGF, number 14, Trey Nakmus.
And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Trey Nakmus. Berg still at first. He was held up. He could not advance. And that pitch was a little low for ball 1. And that one's hit to the left fielder too, but it's going to take a bounce before Peasland out there and left can get to it. Peasland scoops it up, hits the relay man. So Nakmus is going to get that single and stand there at first. Berg's going to advance to second. And then that's going to bring up the left fielder, Brennan Kildee. Only one out here in the 5th inning. Kildee takes ball 1. But that one was close. Sandy checks the runner at second. Kildee hits it. Fly ball to left fielder Jace Peasland. He must have lost it in the sun. It went off his glove. So that's going to probably be a reach on error. And we now have the bases loaded.
Now batting for DGF, number 16, Marshall Hyde.
And second baseman Marshall Heeb's going to attempt to bring some of his teammates in. Heeb right to the third baseman Ostrom, who bobbles it. And the throw gets past Luke Cook at first base. DGF's going to score 2. Kilde's going to end up at third. And Marshall Heeb's at second.
Now batting for DGF, number 22, Ben Backus.
And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Ben Backus. Backus tees off on that one, hits that in the gap. Strand scoops it up and throws it in. But that's going to score another run. 2 more runs, sorry. Backus standing there at first base, gets 2 RBIs.
Come to the plate for DGF, number 25, Carter Mosher.
And now batting will be the pitcher, Carter Mosher. Mosher fouls that one off, but I think everybody wants to put this ball in play now. DGF strung together a few runs. Bombers still have the firepower to tie this up. Swing and a miss. And the count is now 0-2 for Mosher. Backus still at first base. And strikeout for Sandy. And that's going to bring up center fielder Eli Clemenson.
Number 9, Eli Clemenson.
Pitch way wide for ball 1. And Clemenson looking at a 2-0 count here. And the ump in the field calls a balk. So Backus is going to advance to second now. So the count is 2-0 with 2 outs, runner on second base. Clemenson swings at the low ball in the dirt to bring the count 2-1. Clemenson bunts that into foul territory for strike 2. Looks like the ump got a speck of dirt in his eye. The ump calls time for himself. That one's put into play. Hit towards the left fielder, Peasland, who does a little redemption for himself to get that third out of the inning. But unfortunately, DGF gets 4 runs. They lead by 5. Bombers now with 6 errors on the game. That's kind of been their story this year. They could score a lot, but they let a lot of runs in with errors. They're working on it, though. Due up for the Bombers, Strand, Cook, Scheid.
Every day, we work together as a team. It's not just mowing your lawn. We provide full-service property maintenance. Our educated, exceptional team of ISA-certified arborists and master gardeners know what your landscape needs, improving your curb appeal with skilled care. For any landscape, home or business, we go above and beyond because it's a job we truly love to do. Get the most out of your lawn with All Terrain, your local lawn care leader. Call today.
In Castleton, the Jets are leading Castleton Post 15 Haymakers by a score of 9-4 in the bottom of the third.
Number 2, Jack Strand.
But here for the Bombers, Jack Strand's going to get things going for us here. He's due for a hit. And that first one he sees as a high ball. And that one's way outside for ball 2. Strand puts that in play, but it goes foul. That brings us to 2-1. Strand fouls that one off again, but it's something that the first baseman can easily make a play on for the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Luke Cook. Luke Cook reached on air in his first at-bat, hit that double in his second at-bat, but couldn't advance. So let's see what Luke can do for us here. Luke hits it hard, but it's foul ball down the third base line. Luke puts that one right towards the shortstop. Easy play for the shortstop, pretty routine. Luke tries his best to leg it out, but you just aren't going to beat some throws. And that's going to bring up right fielder Christian Scheid.
Comes to the plate for the Bombers, number 13, Christian Scheid.
Two outs here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Nobody on for Scheid. Catcher frames that one, and the ump buys it, so that's strike 1 for Christian Scheid. Scheid fouls that one off. Into the stands. Some nice young lady decided, probably pretty wisely, to not try to catch that. That one's too low for ball one. So 1-2 is the count. Scheid puts that one into play. It's hit right over the shortstop's head. Nice single for Scheid. And that's going to bring to the plate second baseman Dom Dreetz.
Somebody for the Bombers, number 24, Dom Dreetz.
See if the Bombers can get a 2-out rally going here. Scheid's the runner at first, and Dreetz is the batter in the box. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. That was a nice pitch, but ball one. Dreetz fouls that off into the seats. And evens the count at 1 apiece. Scheid still at first. Dreetz puts that into play, hits it into the right field. A nice single in the right fielder threw it way over the shortstop's head. All of it but the third baseman had it. So back-to-back singles.
Somebody for the Bombers, number 4, Jenner Peasland.
And that's going to bring up the catcher, Jenner Peasland. We want to get some more hits here, keep this going. Oh, that catcher bought that strike for his pitcher. So Jenner Peasland sitting behind early on an 0-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike 2. That one's low and away. Kind of surprised he didn't protect the plate a little because that was a little close, but the count is now 1-2 for Jenner. Jenner puts that in play, hits it right to the shortstop, who does not come up with it. So Jenner Peasland safely on at first. The bases are loaded for the left fielder, Jace Peasland, coming up to the plate. As expected, Cade Nielsen is going to be the courtesy runner for Jenner at first base. So you got Christian Scheid at third, Dom Dreetz at second, Cade Nielsen, and Jace Peasland hits a little blooper straight up. Easy play for the shortstop to end the inning. So Bombers don't get any runs. Load the bases, can't get any across. You got them load them before you get the 2 outs because then it makes it real hard.
In the bottom of the 5th for the Bombers, they scored no runs on 2 hits, 1 DGF error, 3 runners left.
DGF gets back to the top of the order in the 6th.
DGF 7 for the Bombers.
It's going to be Nundahl, Berg, and Heeb to start things off for DGF. They currently sit with a 7-2 lead After 5 complete.
Ted, I noticed that you once played American Legion Junior Baseball. Is that the way you started your baseball career?
Well, it sure was, Jim. I used to play for the DeWitt C. Mitchell, post number 201 in San Diego, California. It was a great break for me, too.
Well, how do you mean that, Ted?
While playing American Legion baseball, I learned about the value of team play, sportsmanship, and met a lot of fine fellows in the process. Besides that, I learned a lot of baseball through the organized competition that the program affords. I think that every boy in America should play American Legion Junior Baseball if it is at all possible for him to do so.
Thank you, Ted Williams. And here's hoping you keep right on winning batting championships for many years. This is Jim Britt reminding you.
Nundle.
Zach Nundall is going to lead things off for DGF here in the 6th inning. He's going to hit that one foul. Sandy's still on the mound. And that pitch evens the count, 1-1. Fanned on that one. Brings us to 1-2. Nundall hits it straight up for the center fielder, who dives for it and does not keep it in his glove. It just popped out at the last second. That one just did not have enough legs to get out to him, so he had to hustle in pretty quick.
Nobody for DGF.
So Nundall's going to get that leadoff
Josh
single.
Berg.
That's going to bring to the plate the catcher, Josh Berg. Berg fouls it off over the first base dugout. Pops up to the infield. Sandy calls for it. Blaze dives for it. But Sandy makes the outlook routine. Nundall stays at first. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Ty Heeb.
Number 19, Ty Heib.
Peasland throws it to first. Catcher makes sure that that runner at first stays honest. And that pitch was strike one looking. Nundall, the runner at first, Hybe in the batter's box. That's a hit and run. Nundall took off well before that pitch got to the bat. Hybe poked at it, hit it into a little gap.
Nobody for DGF. Number 14, Trey Nakmoose.
So Hybe with the single. Advances the runner. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Nakmoose. Runners on first and second. Only one out here for DGF in the top of the 6th inning. Wild pitch advances the runners. So Nundahl advances to third and Hybe at second. That was a nice pitch to even the count at 1-1. And Knockmoose hits that one deep for left fielder Jace Peasland, who catches the ball. Nundahl tags up and scores a run. Hybe tags up and advances to third. So Peasland gets the put out for the second out of the inning, but a run still scores.
Number 15, Brennan Kilby.
And that'll bring up the left fielder, Brennan Kilby. 2 outs. Hybe on third. And Kilby watches strike one come across the plate. Kilby hits that one a pop-up. Teddy Chase calls off the third baseman, Ostrom. Chase makes the third out of the inning. DGF does get 1 run, leaves 1 runner on. And as we head to the middle of the 6th, Bombers trail 8-2.
There are times in life when being aggressive is necessary. It can help you win the game. Being assertive can help you close the deal. Charging ahead can help you overcome obstacles. But when it comes to driving, being aggressive can be deadly. Speeding, tailgating, and cutting off other drivers can cause crashes and put lives at risk. Always drive responsibly and never aggressively. Remember, speeding catches up with you.
Due up for the Bombers, Corbel, Chase, Ostrom. Bombers need to score some runs as they trail by 6 runs here, with only 6 outs remaining.
Leading off in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Bombers, number 1, Will Corbel.
And so here's the designated hitter, Will Corbel. Going to try and get things started. Will takes ball 1. And he fouls that one off to even the count. That one's way outside. So Corbel's got a 2-1 count he's looking at. That one's low for 3-1. Mosher still pitching for DGF here in this game. Foul tip for Corbel. That's going to make the count full. Corbel with the leadoff walk. That's going to bring us back to the top of the order.
We're back to the top of the Bombers order with number 15, Teddy
Shortstop,
Chase.
Teddy Chase. The pitcher Mosher wants a new ball. But the one he threw in looked brighter and shinier and whiter than the ones that threw back. Chase puts that one into play. Right fielder's got it. So right fielder gets the first out of the inning. Corbel has to retreat back to first. And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Blaze Ostrom.
For the Bombers, number 16, Blaze Ostrom.
Ostrom, fly ball to center fielder. With the easy out. So now with 2 outs, that's going to bring up Jack Strand.
Bombers, number 2, Jack Strand.
Strand to get this rally going. Strand's due for a hit. He does not have one yet in this game. Strand fouls that one off. Strand takes that pitch for strike 2. Strand calls for time. The ump gives it to him. High hanging curve never came down enough. That ball's outside. And Corbel's going to take off and find himself rounding second. So Strand looking at a 2-2 count. Strand puts that at play. It's hit right to the second baseman. Doesn't have to move far. Routine play for the third out of the inning. Unfortunately, Corbel can't get home. Due up for DGF, Marshall, Heeb, Backus, and Mosher.
Ted, I noticed that you once played American Legion Junior Baseball. Is that the way you started your baseball career?
Well, it sure was, Jim. I used to play for the DeWitt C. Mitchell, post number 201 in San Diego, California. It was a great break for me, too.
Well, how do you mean that, Ted?
While playing American Legion baseball, I learned about the value of team play, sportsmanship, and met a lot of fine fellows in the process. Besides that, I learned a lot of baseball through the organized competition that the program affords. I think that every boy in America should play American Legion Junior Baseball if it is at all possible for him to do so.
Thank you, Ted Williams. And here's hoping you keep right on winning batting championships for many years. This is Jim Britt reminding you.
DGF. Number 16, Marshall Hyde.
So the Bombers are down by 6 as we go into the final inning of this game. Marshall Heeb's going to get things going for DGF. Bombers need to shut them down here. Don't let them increase the lead anymore. That ball skipped off the dirt. So Marshall Heeb with the 2-0 count to begin his at-bat. Way inside. 3-0. He's got to throw this one in there. And he does that, throw that one right down the middle of the plate. Marshall Heeb likes it. Hits it between the shortstop and the third baseman. Left fielder brings it in.
Somebody for DGF.
So that's a leadoff single for DGF. And first baseman Ben Backus is going to step up to hit. Swing and a miss on that one. That one gets between the catcher's legs. And Heeb's going to advance to second base on that pass ball. Count is 2-1 to Backus. Jenner Peasland blocks that one this time. And it's going to be a 3-1 count. Swing and a miss on that one. Brings the count full. 2-2, I guess, the ump says. Now it's 3-2. That one's hit between the shortstop and third baseman. Teddy Chase almost got to it. Heeb is going to score for all the way from second base. Backus with the RBI single. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Carter Mosher.
Pinch hitting for DGF is number 29, Cole Nelson.
Correction on that. It's a pinch hitter. Cole Nelson, number 29. In for Mosher. Nelson moves out of the way for ball one. Backus over at first. Fanned on that to even the count at 1 apiece. That was a strike looking. Catcher Peasland throws down to first. Not quite in time, but that's not always the point either. Another swing and a miss will sit him down for the first out of the inning.
Batting for DGF, number 9, Eli Clemenson.
And that'll bring to the plate the center fielder, Eli Clemenson. Backus remains at first base. Clemenson hits that one straight away to center. Strand comes in, dives for it. This time he holds on. Backus has to retreat back to first base. And DGF's going to get to the top of the order for Zach Nundahl.
Batting for DGF, number 35, Zach Nundahl.
Bombers need to get this third out and any threat of increasing this lead. That ball left his pitcher's hand a little too early. Sandy points at himself, says, my fault. Ball one. And that pitch is too low for ball two. That pitch was inside, but the ump liked it. Nundahl now staring at a 2-1 count. Nundahl fouls that one into the netting. Evens things at 2 apiece. Nundahl has a single and a walk in this game so far. He puts that one into play right to the pitcher, Sandy, who throws it off the target. So Nundahl's going to be standing there at first base when it's all said and done, and Backus is going to move over to second.
Now going to the plate for DGF, number 11, Josh Berg.
So the catcher's going to step into the batter's box. Josh Berg. 2 runners on, 2 out. That one's outside for ball 1. That ball's put into play. Teddy Chase throws it to first base, and it goes out of Luke Cook's glove into foul territory. And that's going to score a run from Backus as he crosses the plate. Nundahl's going to end all the way up at third. And Berg's going to stand there at first base. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Ty Heeb. So the last thing the Bombers wanted was to see DGF increase their lead. Runners on the corners with 2 out. That pitch is outside for ball 1. Errors have once again hurt the Bombers, but their bats have really been the thing that sunk them in this game. Every game they scored double-digit runs. This one's chopper right back to the pitcher, who gets the out to end the inning, thankfully. But DGF gets 2, expands their lead. They now lead by 8 runs as we head into the bottom of the 7th. Due up for the Bombers in the 7th. Cook, Scheid, Drietz. They need 8 runs. In the meantime, in Castleton, the post 2 Jets lead 9-5 over the Haymakers in the bottom of the 6th inning.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. I'm playing for all the past veterans who have served. We're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
First baseman Luke Cook's going to get things started for us here. It's rally time. Cook fouls that one into the cheap seats. And that pitch was inside. 1-1 is the count to Luke Cook. He fouls that one off. First baseman's got a play on it. That's just kind of the way this night's gone. First out of the game, or the inning, rather. And that's going to bring up right fielder Christian Scheid. Scheid takes ball 1. And again, ball 2. A little inside, a little outside. That one was just right, so he fouls it off for the first strike of his at-bat. 2-1's the count. That evens the count up at 2 apiece. Scheid puts that into play right to the second baseman. Makes that one look routine. And that's going to bring up second baseman Dominic Dreetz. Bombers down to their final out.
For the Bombers, number 24, Tom Dreetz.
Dreetz puts that into play. Left fielder's got to play for it. He calls ball, and that ends the game on that flyout. Just wasn't the Bombers' game this time. 8 errors on the scoreboard really hurt him. Hardly any earned runs in this game for DGF, but DGF's going to be happy with the result. Final score, DGF 10. Post 2 Bombers 2. That'll end the broadcast for this first game. Come back in about 20-30 minutes and somebody else will be broadcasting game 2 of